number item. Mr. Better. Thank you, Judge.
Honestly, go fuck yourself, sir. You don't say that, okay? You don't lose a trial where a jury acquits someone and finds them overwhelmingly not guilty and say, I gave my sincere obligation to look into this, and I'm telling you all I saw when she's guilty. Again, respectfully, go fuck yourself.
Swear again like that. That was, no, I mean, whatever. That was, I shouldn't have done that.
A few moments later.
You, as a prosecutor, have got to be out of your fucking mind.
Nose.
Dude, Jimmy, look at those ears.
The ears don't bother me as much.
No, I don't trust a man. I don't trust a man with a lobe like that. No,
really,
not a fucking chance.
The mouth is butthole to me.
Very thin, paper thin.
The nose.
Oh, the nose.
The brows.
Well, listen, I will tell you though, I kind of like a fucked up nose on a guy.
Like a big old honker. I like a big nose.
Big old nose. Give me that big bitch. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm into it.
Come over here. Cluck, cluck.
Yeah.
I see some chickens that went moving on up in my biz, cluck, cluck, running. You gotta be with the kids, the kids, the kids, the kids, the kids, kids.
And I go, oop, clutch, clench, kegel. We did it all. And I go, oh, and what happened? And they go, well, we just got 4,000 plus pages, bitch. And I said, stop it. Show me it. Take me to Unimpound Town immediately, if not sooner. So what happens?
The bitch is here.
Why are you at a football game? Are you a Fonz correspondent?
Well, no, because it's only for men over 30. Okay? Have a great night, boys. Fuck off.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
Hey, Blues Clues, motherfucker.
Hello, lovies. Today is Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. And I wanted to come on so that we could have a moment together and decompress. But before we do that, I have had something on like my spirit for the last, 10 days. 10 days. And this has been something that has literally rocked our community. And we are a community. Unfortunately, there has been now division. And you can't keep something together no matter how hard you try, it's just really sad. I'm sad by a lot of it. But at the end of the day, I know who I am. I know who you are. And I need to clear up a record or a narrative that continues to be spread. And after seeing Will, the Glarer, deactivate his account yesterday for a while. And after seeing Mikey Crawford today and his live, I know there's a lot of hurt. I know there's a lot of hurt. I know there's a lot of finger pointing. And I know that there's not a lot that has been said by specific people, right? Some of us have said, I had no part of this. And Aiden is unable to talk at great length about it. So there are other people who are talking, and they're talking an awful lot. And yesterday I took the entire day and said, Lord, please, tell me, God, tell me, what do you want me to do here? Because all I'm doing is telling the truth. And I said, sleep on it one more night, Kim, before you say something. And I slept on it another night. And then today, early in the morning, there was another piece of information that was put out. And it was kind of like a little bit of a hit on Mike Crawford. And like, I'm just seeing everyone being in a really difficult space. So, what I'm going to try to do is break something down for you because I cannot. I had my own issues last week. It's been a bad 10 days, and I've tried my damnedest to keep my shit together. And remember that principle of free Karen Reed and what that meant. And free Turtle Boy because he's facing 105 years in prison. And what that means. And at the end, I'm going to say I've tried to plot, but you know me, I go on little tangents of sort. I'm a little bit of a squirrel. Oh. So at the end, there was a new filing today in Karen's case. And when I tell you this matters, and I hope that it all makes sense at the end, because I haven't gotten anyone's permission to talk about this, but I'm talking. So let's get into it. Approximately 10 days ago, there was like a bomb dropped. And it was the fact that Aiden's, aka Turtle Boy, his paralegals, one, both, or, definitely one owned it. Did another one know about it? I don't know. But it had been dropped that they were a terrible troll account that had done things and said things for over a year that was tormenting Aiden, tormenting Meredith, fucked with me, fucked with Mr. Betterow, did things that are, in my opinion, illegal. Okay? So with that being said, I did a live and I talked about what we knew at the time. Again, 10 days ago, a lot has changed. The world has changed. But Jess Machado did a show, and this was her episode 8, again, 10 days ago. And she had some things to say about me. We're going to listen to them.
There's that. So I get into this YouTube world. I start this shit with Brian LTL, and there's another queen in here, and it's Nurse Kim. And I had never watched any of her shows. I didn't even really know anything about her. And I mean, no disrespect, I just didn't. And there was a live stream going, and it was about LTL. And Kim was in the chat. And she said she was going to message Nathan Reed for the receipts or something. And I was like, why would I lie? Or, you know what I mean? Or like, I don't know what was being said. Facts matter or something like that. And it's like, I only know how to tell the truth now.
Okay. I want to stop there and let you guys know that, oh, Lord. Sorry. Let me stop right there and say that, yes. So several weeks ago, when there was an issue with Brian, Will did a stream about it. And I said, because Jess said that she'd never spoken to Nathan. So I said I was going to text Nathan, which of course I didn't. And I said, facts matter journalism. I just put a comment because Jess had said that she didn't talk to him, but that's what Brian had told her, that Nathan would like her to be sitting at the table with them when this occurred, this interview. And so she was harboring resentment for me several weeks ago. Okay.
And later in the show, we're going to talk about why. But I only tell the truth. I have like this thing about like, I don't even care that you know everything. And so I didn't interpret that as like shots fired, but I was just kind of like, I don't know if I like her. Just like a regular person. I was like,
of course. If that's what you just saw, of course you could be like, was she joking? I was joking. I always say that's a tagline. Facts matter journalism. It's a me and Cullinane thing. Of course, not a problem.
I don't know if I like her. And so I said that to them. I guess Tina was watching my show and she was like, something about Nurse Kim. I was like, I don't know. I'm getting the vibe. didn't say it here because I know she's beloved, but in the space of my chat, I was like, I don't know how I feel. I again, this goes back to how I feel about women, and by my default, it's I love women first, and we're all together, and I love my besties, and then it's like we work backwards from that. And so my default emotion was I liked her, but then this was a little weird situation, and so I said that in the chat with Tina and Courtney. The next time I said something in the chat with Tina and Courtney is because I was doing a show about Bethesda House, and Kim had started to talk about Bethesda House, or maybe she did a live. And in the chat, she said about doing a roundtable or something like that. And she was like, yeah, I'd like to do that. And so I interpreted that as teamwork, like, let's do teamwork together. And so, yeah. And so after the show, or I don't know if it was the next day, like when I finally settled in, I sent her a message on X and I was like, hi, Erin told me that this was said in the chat. Like, if you want to do that, like, I don't, yeah. And I was like, I sent the message, and days and days passed and she never responded. Now, and I don't know the timeline, but also there was the other space where she's in with the JFK crew, and that JFK crew didn't really like me for a hot minute there, right? And so or Erin. So that was all kind of going, right? So
Can you imagine that 10 days ago, there was a space? I mean, there was a show by Jess that said that I was in with JFK's crew. Oh, what a difference a couple of weeks makes. But okay, continue.
I sent her this message and I was like, not olive branch, but it was just like, okay, let's do a thing together. And she never read it. And I don't know at this point if she just doesn't work on X, or is she a YouTube or a TikToker? Like, where does she get her messages? Right. So I have a text message where I said to Tina, now, ironically, I knew Tina had a burner account, but it wasn't this one. And she said it was just to look at stuff. So I have a text message between Courtney and Tina where I said, do any of you have access to your burner account? I want to know if you can send Nurse Kim a message, something super generic, because what I want to see is if she's just ignoring my message. And if somebody sends a message like, hey, I want to like do something, or like, I want to Venmo you, will Kim see that message and respond? Right? Or will she just never respond and never see it, which would have made me feel like maybe she just doesn't go into her messages folder, or maybe it's buried in like, I reached out once, I didn't hear from her. And so I asked Tina and Courtney if they would message her something generic like that. And
Okay. So you asked Tina and Courtney if they would like potentially message me to see if I would respond to them. And I can almost understand it. And it feels a little bit weird to me, or I don't think I would do that to somebody, but okay, if that's what she felt like she needed to do so that she didn't think that I was ignoring her. When I don't answer all of my messages, I don't answer most of the messages because it makes me nervous. It makes me uncomfortable. And we've talked about this a lot, all of us lovies.
And if that makes sense. And Tina actually said, I can't do it because people know who that account is. And Courtney said she didn't have an account. And so that is the second time I talked to them about Kim in the chat. I think the third time was that Kim walked right past me at the Wilbur and didn't say hi. Oh, yeah. Erin's saying there was a follow-up with the Bethesda thing. Oh. So Erin is reminding me there was another thing in there, and it was that I spoke about the Bethesda house. Kim was in the chat, and I had mentioned that I sent her a message, and Kim said, I'm going to go get the message and I'll message you. And she didn't.
Okay. And so how it went actually, because I have all the screenshots, was that I was in the chat and I had been in Jess's chat since week 1. This was week 8. She's done 9 weekly shows on her Saturday. And I had a wrench at her channel, and I also was trying to be supportive to another woman in our space. And I commented frequently, and I just was trying to be a kind human that I am, that I wanted to, say, great job, share with us, fix your crown, queen, if she was crying. Like, I wanted her to know that she was supported. And what I wrote on the Bethesda house one specifically, which was not brought up on like the channel or anything. It was just like noted in the chat that I guess she went back and looked at. Where is it? Nope. Oh gosh, I'm sorry, Levies. Bear with me. I know I have it. It's okay. I said, "Hi Jess, I would love to do a roundtable with moms if ever you would be interested, or maybe we could organize a gift to help continue successful paths." So that's, for me, being a creator, just something that I thought of. And if she would be interested, great. That doesn't say you have to. This isn't forcing anybody. I was just throwing out an idea. Oh, no. Well, I fucked it up. Oh, no. Okay. Sorry, babes. Oh, geez, Louise and Alcott. Stay here. I'm gonna find the button. Oh, where do you live? Okay, there. Oh, no, still screwing it up. Oh, no. Okay, here we go. Now, that was that minute. And then if we just go right over to 209. Is this 8? Yeah.
I know she doesn't sympathize with it or whatever. I don't really care. It definitely, everyone I know, I am not drama. And let me say this, everything that happened is truth. And there is way more there is. Anyway, it felt good to get that off my chest and show everybody. I had your stepdad and he can't draw first. I don't know what that means. I don't really care if people are compassionate. You know what? I'm not kidding. Like, I feel like this is something I haven't talked about. I have this platform. It makes sense to me. I'm sure there's somebody that it resonates with them. And when that happens and somebody messages me, which I'm sure somebody will, and say, I went through similar stuff, that's going to make me feel better, if that makes sense. I already feel better. And I didn't even tell you half of it. It's crazy. He's a crazy person walking amongst us.
I don't know I don't know why I pulled this.
So there's that. I'm going to take a second, read some of these things, and I'm going to confer with Aaron on something. Stand by.
Hold on. Sorry, Levies. Now, this is the same show. I like her hair up.
Yeah, but what happened recently? He's back? What? I saw you say that to me. I just didn't know. I feel like to make myself feel better, we're going to do an unboxing right now. Is there anything bad? I can't say I care, but
no, it's not bad. It's the one comment I saw right at the beginning said just have them make a burner account.
It's not true. I didn't have. I'm gonna send Erin the screenshot.
This is in her chat, so I don't. It's all. She's just going over from what I can read from the chat. She's just going over canteen and stuff. And the people that were like here saying that, and the people that were being like, no.
So everybody is looking at my chat.
No, I was not hating on Kim. That's not it.
It's not. I mean, I'm sure you mentioned it, but what I saw was like, this isn't about just about canteen. But you know, there's people that come on late and every watch, they always comment.
People are late and they didn't understand. Just so you get it, I would not have talked about the nurse Kim stuff and it isn't that big of a deal. I explained it, go back and watch it. But because I talked about her in there, I wanted to share it. If I wasn't clear and I was going over it, I'm going to get it and we're going to explain it. And that way there's no room for anything. We're gonna
Just so everybody
understand.
knows why.
So just a reminder, babes, again, 10 days ago, this is not that big of a deal to Jess. This was not that big of a deal to me at the time. And just listen.
I was curious what was going on when I saw a couple of things. So I just opened the chat on her stream just to see what was going on. So I was just
going to get it. We're just going to get it.
That's what I was just reading. And it looks like, I guess is what I can see from the comments on her stream. She's just going over like the stuff with the girls, like Courtney and Tina. And then that guy, RVA, that was in your chat being a troll, was
Hold
over
on.
in there. And stuff.
Are you talking? Are you? Oh,
I was just Mr. Monk. I was just checking out the chat on Nurse Kim's thing to see if there was anything, any misunderstandings or just to see what was going on. So typical misunderstandings. People say one thing, mean another thing, but it seems like this Jess didn't do anything. She was clearing something up that involved these two. A lot of comments about are they still working for him, blah blah blah. I don't know. Mr. Glare is in there for something, not about you. I don't know what it is, but I'm just glaring over at the chat on Nurse Kim's live. Just that's all. That's what I'm doing. Tim just said on her show that she loves Jess. Okay, see, so I feel like people that are, what was Donald Trump talking about? Something like the emotional intelligence.
So Erin says, again, 10 days ago, that Kim just said she loves Jess. So that, and she's in my chat, and she's just like, if people were coming in or saying something, if they were late, I had mentioned it in the first like 4 minutes of my live that day, or 6 minutes, whatever it was. And we're going to play what I said. And then we'll go to where this has gone since and why it matters, because this doesn't matter in the scheme of anything, babes. It doesn't. And it doesn't need to be public, but it's been mentioned so many times publicly that I need to mention it publicly with actual verbatim words from the both of us. Because I never want to make anyone feel badly, ever. But I cannot accept a different truth than what actually is truth and what actually happened. And there is a bigger point behind why I had to begin with this.
I feel like the people that are normal and get things understand things, and then like the dumb trolls and stuff just try to stir up drama. And just, yeah, exactly what I was told. I have no proof of that shit. I don't really care. So anyway, that's what I was just, that's all.
I have the receipts. I said, I have a big favor. This is my group chat with Tina and Courtney. And this is, by the way, this is again why I added the Kim thing to my list, because this exists in a group chat with Courtney and Tina is lying. Yeah, Mayor O'Neill may get resurrected and share it. I need a big favor. Tina says, what's up? Courtney says, what is it? We've got you. I said, using your burner on X, can you message Nurse Kim? Just say something like, you're a big fan. Anything that you think might get a response. Erin and I talked after about her comments on my live on Saturday. So Erin and I, after hours, were talking that I don't see the comments all the time. She offered to do a roundtable with me. I didn't want to look like a dick, so I messaged her. Like, first, I messaged her, and then I sent a screenshot of the message I sent to Nurse Kim. Hi, thanks for sharing my article on Bethesda and for joining the live yesterday. Erin told me you commented about doing a roundtable together on this topic. I think it would be a great opportunity for us to collab. Your nursing background lines up with this topic so well. Let me know your thoughts on what it would look like. Erin said you did a roundtable before. I think you can text or call me as well if it's easier. Love, Jess, and my number. I said no response. And then I said, I'm just trying to see if she's ignoring me or simply doesn't go to her X messages. And by the way, I think that is totally normal. After a couple of days, I'm thinking, is she doesn't like me? Am I being ignored or what? Like that's normal. She said, Tina said, I did see that comment. I can't use my Jenna Mo one because Altman, Meredith, and random people know that's me. But I remember her telling me about an account that she used just to look at things because I didn't even know Tina was on X. I felt that she boxed me in, like on the live. I said this.
Okay, so you felt like I boxed you in by making one comment about a round table. That I said, hey, Jess, I would love to do a round table with the moms if you would ever be interested. Maybe we could organize a gift to help them continue successful paths. How is that boxing somebody in?
About Kim, and I didn't want to be perceived as not being a team player. And now I have regrets because she didn't respond. And Tina said, regrets about making you feel that way. I said, I just don't want or need any more content drama. And that was it. So I was sent Kim a message because she wanted to collab and she didn't respond and she never saw it. And to this day hadn't. And so that in my mind made me feel like she didn't really want to collab. And
Also,
but I never
can't-
shared that. I didn't publicly talk about that. I wouldn't post about. I mean, I didn't do anything. I just in a private chat where I thought like I could trust people, I said it. But now because those people are fucking weird and I know they're weird, I want to come clean about it and say it. And that's it. Kim says she doesn't check. She thought you were emailing her. She said no worries. Perfect. Got it. Good.
And I'm not Jessica. I can't speak for this part, but me looking
Perfect. Good. Right? Okay.
at this and seeing like those things. So like if somebody, you chat with somebody once, chat with somebody twice, and you send them a message and check it, and then they never get back to you and they never read it. So like I wouldn't have run up to her at the Wilbur either. You know what I mean? To just be like, you know what I mean? If you're not sure, like I don't know. Like I tried to like, does she want to talk? Does she not want to talk? So I don't know. And
Absolutely. I can understand that. I can absolutely understand where you're coming from. Next, that same day, that same morning, the world had blown up. Okay? We've got Tina and Courtney drama. We have the spaces heard round the world and allegations and everything is spreading like wildfire on X about alleged recordings of Karen and Aiden. Now, where am I? Nope. Oh. Huh. Okay. What do I do with this? Can I do that? Nope. Okay. Now, here's me. Same day.
Attorney Better has a number item as well.
Son of a
Mr.
gun.
Better. Thank you, Judge.
Honestly, go fuck yourself, sir. You don't say that. Okay? You don't lose a trial where a jury acquits
Better out.
someone, finds them overwhelmingly not guilty, and say, I gave my sincere obligation to look into.
Lovies, are we collectively wondering if we are potentially in the upside down? Have we gone to not unimpound town, but I'm about to unimpound town Twitter like you've never seen before? Okay? We're going to talk all the shit. And we are going to figure out what was going on. And it's kind of big things, right? Like big overarching situations. And we need to discuss them like calmly, rationally, and with a little bit of flair, because that's what the fuck we do. All right. We've got to come back to this earth together and say, like, are we touching grass? Is everyone touching grass? Because there's a lot still applicable. There's a lot to be said. So I apologize for the delay. We're going to start off the top with what I just heard in Jess Machado's chat, because she had like a little bit of a mea culpa of what she had discussed with certain people that she thought she needed to get ahead of regarding me. Oh, little old me. Okay. Get your pearls. Where the fuck are my pearls? Hold, please. Hold, please. Oop. Still need them today. Okay. She's got all of them. Okay. Are we triple stranding today? Possibly. Okay. So I just was over watching Jess and she's like, talking about everything that we will be going into, but she had kind of confided in two people that one would assume they could trust and you could have a conversation with. And those people are paralegals to an attorney we all know. Oh, and that is, was paralegals to an attorney we all know. And that's Mr. Bradle. And so she had gotten close with these people, these two girls, Tina and Courtney, and she had a couple of things. Hello, Mikey Crawford.
Hi, Nurse Kim. How you doing today?
How are you?
I'm doing better today.
Are you feeling okay? I saw your show.
I feel much better. Last night was not good. It's just not good. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm feeling better today. Yeah.
I'm glad. Hold on. Let me pull me down. I just wanted to talk to you. So it's been a lot, Mike, huh?
It has been a
For
lot
all
for
of
all
us.
of us, everybody.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I think that, this is a time of like test, right? Or it's a time for us to figure out what we want, what our communities want, and the principles that brought us here, right? You've been here, you're an OG. You, Will, Aiden, Brian, I wasn't till the summer of 20, I don't even know when. Summer after the first trial, I
I know
made
it's been so long. It seems like you've been here forever. It's funny because like it's been a long time, even though it hasn't. It just, yeah,
it feels like a lot though, right?
it feels like lifetimes. Like just the last couple of years. It's been crazy. It's crazy too to go from where we started, Kim, to where we are now. Like with this audience, how engaged they are, how much part of the story they are, how they've made us a part of the story even when we don't want to be. It just,
Yeah.
and they put me next to Howie Carr. I mean, the audience did that. I used to dream about that. I used to go after him. Like, so I have a lot to be thankful for, so as much as I lost my shit this week and stress and all that, I always go back to that when thinking about, is this worth it? It is worth it. And I love the guests. I love doing that part of it, the programming and getting the good stories out there and showing up to court today and meeting people that showed up today for Kelsey, like and working with the families. Like I just like that. So that's my way of giving back, and that's what I'm gonna focus on. Like I had a week shit of
Yeah.
I shouldn't have gotten into like, but I kind of did, and it's like,
Yeah.
but you're right. Like you feel like you gotta pick. This is a tough time, and tough times. That's where you grow or you sink.
Yeah.
So everybody's dealing with that right now, and I just last night was the breaking point. I told the story on my show October 6th is the day my best friend died. I talk about him a lot, Michael Malta, 2013. Uh, I was so fucked up yesterday, I didn't even know it. I didn't even know it was October 6th. It's also the anniversary, my mother-in-law died. So my girlfriend's expecting me to, and I didn't even acknowledge it. And then my moderator, I didn't know her granddaughter had died on the same day. Like, so, and we're fighting amongst ourselves, like even my family, even the inner circle. It's like, so that was like a wake up call. Like, I'm just like, I need to focus more on my family, my friends, MJ, like she posted a charity thing and I didn't even notice it. You know what I mean? Like, just stuff like
Have
that.
some
It just,
grace though for yourself too, Mike, and
I
have
do, but
yeah.
it's a message on get back to what makes
Yes.
you good. Like what people today I was there, my phone, people are showing me their phones while we're there. They're like, "Do you see what she's saying about you?" I'm like, I don't
Oh.
know. I don't care. I don't, I got too much shit on my plate. I'm here for Kelsey and and the people there were great. I want to thank them because they knew I was going through some shit too. They felt it and just want to thank everyone that was there today for Kelsey and all of that. And Gator Boy, there's a guy named Gator Boy, Josh,
Oh.
who I become a good friend with. I like him a lot as well. He's helping the family, Kelsey Fitzsimmons, and the father, Steve. He's a great guy. The stepdad, the mom. I love them all. They're nice people. She's got a good family.
Yeah,
So
and it's so important, and like I know that I want to keep going because this has been like a passion, right? This has been for us, Mike. You have your own business. I'm a full-time registered nurse. I have a full-time job. I have a full-time family. I have teenage daughters. I have like life, and I didn't like this isn't everything that I do, but I want to make time for it because it means something to me. It means something to me in order for us to continue to make an echo for the people who need us, right? Like for Sandra Birchmore, for Kelsey now, for Karen when it was criminal, litigation for her when she was facing her criminal charges, also her civil. We still need to get that message out. Aiden is facing 105 years in jail. And at the end of the day, it has always been about that bigger principle of us looking at corruption, us looking at what the fuck is happening in our backyards that we were all seeing and that all of our eyes were opened to, and we couldn't go back to sleep after we saw it,
It's funny to go around.
Yeah.
Like you named all those folks right there, all worthy to support. But we know that there's like a lot of other ones out there that
Of
we don't even
course.
know about. So, and that's why like I like a lot of these shows. Like I'm gonna say the name JFK since I've
Yeah.
gotten a lot of shit from defending him this week. Like, one of the reasons I defend him a lot, and probably like I would defend Mazza a lot if he was ever in a situation, but even more so with JFK and Mark Meadow is because I brought both of those guys into this. Like Mark Meadow, the first show, ever he came on to talk about Free Karen Reed, it was me asking him, me saying, you got to come on the show. And JFK was watching me. He was watching my shows. I know him for a long time through the music. Who he is. I met him on a movie set. He was an actor. He was playing the bad guy, and I was the cop. And our first interaction was JFK yelling at the director, Mr. DL, who's a good guy, producer. It's like an independent weed cops and robbers movie. It was a pretty good independent movie. But he looks at the director and he says, "Who the fuck is this?" He's pointing at me. He's going, "He can't freaking act. He's not a good cop. What is he doing here?" And I looked at him. I said, "Yeah, I think DL just wanted to get me in because I got a weed following. I really can't act." And he's like, "I like you. You're legit. You're fucking who. You're authentic." And
Yes.
like we were immediately like, because we were both authentic. Like we both
Yes.
recognize, even though he's kind of being a dick to me, it was like, yeah, you're right, dude. I can't act. I'm trying to. I'm stretching myself. I'm trying, but you're right. I think they recast it. They got me in the movie somehow. I don't even know how. But I don't think I got the full part. Like they had another cop. He was like a hip hop guy who was really good. And that happened to me before too. Like people talk about the Revere Beach videos.
Oh, I
It
love
was my
that.
friend-
I love
Yeah,
that video.
Robbie
You're the
Roadsteamer. He's the artist, and he had a TV show called Quiet Desperation that was on TV for a while. He's a comedian. He's a musician. He's funny as hell. And Rob Patillo, he's his name as well. People might know him from that. He does a lot right now. He's making a living on it. And he had a series in the very beginning online before we got it on TV. And basically he had, the way he knew me is I used to book him, I used to book concerts and events and festivals and Hempfest. And I used to book him a lot. So, and I used to book these other, what do you call these battle of the bands, big competitions and shit like that. And
Yeah.
so he knew me in that world. And so in his little TV show, it was basically about him and his friends in the artistic community of Alston and how it really goes down with musicians and comedians and shit like that. And so I played the manager. And it lasted for maybe like 2-3 episodes, and then they got the real manager. And what I mean by the real manager is the guy was fucking funny as hell. He was like, he's like a real actor. You know what I mean? He's a real comedian. And so like I lost my part, but I've tried acting, but I'm not very good at it. But I'm friends with a lot of musicians and comedians from the past, and sometimes I organize them. Like there was one time I organized a bunch of musicians against the radio stations to get more local music on WAF, and we won. My girlfriend was actually working
Love
there.
AAF.
People didn't know that at the time. It's funny, but we got her to play more local music, and then BCN and FNX started playing more local music at the same time. So like I've done a lot of work with musicians on causes and organizing too, and just booking them on events. So Robbie, that's how he kind of booked me on my first acting gig, and then again later with JFK, and he noted this kid can't act. What's he doing here? Get a real actor.
Well, listen, you you have the best voice. You and Maza, I always have complimented and have always said you have the best voices. You could rock me to my slumber just hearing you, like in not like boring,
Just
but like
sleep.
it's just no, it's such a soothing voice. It's beautiful. I sound like
I
nails
hear
on
that a
rock.
lot, which is funny because I feel like my voice is kind of awkward and like, especially
No,
sometimes it cracks and stuff. But it's like I hear that a lot. It's funny. They like my voice, which I've never liked. I don't know about you, Kim. One of the things my girlfriend got me my first show way back, internet radio, and she basically was a radio person, and she got hired to create some shows, and she knew me and this lawyer who basically she booked us on the show. She knew we were buddies and we were going to be good on the show, and she created the show. She was hired to create shows. And so the first thing she said to me is, you have to listen to your tapes. You're talking over people. You don't listen. You're fucking losing track. You need to listen. This is what we did at BCN. This is what Oedipus made me do.
yeah,
And I'll do it with you. I'll tell you how you suck. And when I don't have to tell you you suck, when you listen to it and you already know when you suck, then you do it on your own. And that's what she used to do to me. And I fucking hated it. I was like, oh my God, I cannot listen to myself. I don't know how you feel. Do you
I
listen
can't
to
stand
yourself?
it. I can't stand it. If I'm trying to go back, if I had to like find something or I'm trying to post a clip, I do it on very low volume and I just like watch myself and watch the words, you know? So from the closed captioning, I hate my voice. So, but I totally understand that. And I just wanted to say to you, Mike, that I appreciated you because you reached out to me last week. And this has been the most, I'm newer to all of it, right? Like I started my TikTok in like 2023 and it's only almost 3 years later, but I've only had my YouTube for a year. And even if we had issues ever, which we had one time, and it was small and it really wasn't about me, it was more about Cully, but like your feelings were hurt and and we were able to have a conversation with each other, and you have been kind to me, and I have always tried to like be this always right back to you, so I wanted to reach out to you and just say, hey, are you okay? I wanted to check in because I needed to take last weekend to get my head back on straight, right? Like, because it had been so much for so long and it just wasn't slowing down. And like when you're opening stuff up and you're seeing hate and vitriol and people that maybe used to like you or have always hated you, but like there's team Aiden, there's team Karen, and everybody hates you because you're the one
Pick a
who's
side.
being
Yeah.
blamed.
Yeah.
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 But like everyone hates you when you're being accused.
Yep.
So for me, it was constant. It didn't matter what, like I would open it back up and it would be 150 hate comments, and it was hard. And I tried to navigate it the best I could, Mike, but I made mistakes.
We all do.
I didn't mean to make JFK upset. They were shooting back at me because I had said like, hey, that was shady to have a flip and the whole open panel, but that ends up being a good thing for others. And at the end, like, they got somewhere, and it's just, there was so much anger and there was so much betrayal and there was so much looking at everybody sideways. And I just needed to take a minute. And then Mr. Betterow said, put your fucking big girl pants on and we're doing a Sunday morning. And
There
I
you go.
said, okay. Because I wanted to cancel it because I just didn't know if I had it in me. Like, I don't know if I have it in the tank. And I always show up for everything for regular life, right? Our work, our jobs, our children, our families. And I said, I have to show up I still have to show up because I know in my heart, and I know at the end of the day, I know what the fuck I did. I know what the fuck I didn't do. And the truth always comes out in the wash, Mike. It will all come out in the wash. It always does, right?
It does. Sometimes you gotta wait for it. Sometimes it happens a long time later. That's the problem.
Yeah.
People all of us, we come to the wrong conclusions. We don't have all the
Yeah.
information. We don't see it from every side, and we don't know. We don't get the so. Yeah, yeah. I'm a firm believer in that, and and I'm a firm believer that you just keep doing what you do. If you're doing the right thing, people will see it in the end. It's just how can they ignore it if you're just sticking to what you do?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna say, I didn't listen to the hate fest against me on the last 2 days. I didn't listen to any of it. I heard a little bit because people sent me some clips, but I will say, like, and people, friends of mine are telling me what was said. I will just say, like, some of the things that pissed me off is not even the attacks of me; it's other people. Like, I felt like going after LTL was way too much. Like, people didn't need to do that. If you have an issue, it could have been handled privately, maybe. I don't know. It just, and I didn't like that my name was brought in as like the reason to do it. Like, I wasn't
Yeah.
consulted about that. No one said, "Hey, Mike, do you mind if we?" No, I would have told them not to, not her. I told her not to do that in my name, not to use my name. And I kind of went along with that. I did. I let it go. I thought some of her show was funny, but I didn't like that. I got to say, I don't like the attacks of the cars. I think they're great people. They've been so nice to me. They let me do whatever I want on that show. I'm a good programmer. It's funny that people are going after my guests. I am the king of booking guests. You
I know
wish
you
you could
are.
get the guest. I mean, when some of the people that hate me started saying, "Well, Mike's awkward on the air," that was actually like, "Oh, now they're getting somewhere." That's actually what I suck at. I can be a little awkward. The liberal shit, like, nobody gives a shit about that. What
Right.
they care about is that I got the great guests, and people freaking love the content, and it delivers. The numbers are freaking through the roof. And if you don't want that, you're kind of a fool. And I think most people see that, who are watching and listening. So, and if I lose that, I really don't care, because I don't need it. And it's a lot of work to get in there and program it and drive in there and all that shit and work for somebody else
Yeah.
and not want to let them down. And I'm nervous because it's Howie Carr.
I
But
know.
at the same time, it's like, I want to get it out there. I want those guests on there. So it is
Yeah.
what it is. But some of the attacks that I heard were just like, you're going after Shannon McMahon. Like, she's like phenomenal. She's a former friggin'
I don't know her.
prosecutor that
Yeah.
speaks out against corruption. She's a former prosecutor. She used to put people. She's like a Betero. She's a local Betero
Wow.
in Fall River, New Bedford area, and she ran
I've
for
never
Bristol
heard of
County
her. Yeah.
DA, and she
Hmm.
almost won. And she almost
Oh.
won. Like, she almost beat an incumbent. Like, she is like a serious attorney. She had some kind of domestic issue in the past. She got arrested. I don't think it went. I don't know all the details, but like, to go after her because she was on with me, it's like, are you kidding me? And she's calling out people she used to work with at the same office. Like, it's like if Betterell worked in Norfolk County and he's calling out friggin' Adam Lally. Imagine that. That's what we have in that woman, Shannon McMahon. And they were calling her out. I'm like, are you shitting me? You have someone who's in Bristol County, in the district attorney's office, working there, and she's now pointing at them on multiple cases. And so I'm glad they highlighted that, actually, because I want to put like a red line under that. Check out what Shannon McMahon said on the Grace Curley show. Check out what she said about the other prosecutors that she used to work with.
Yeah, that's huge. And people grow and people change. And if you have anything like, hey, listen, we know I'm Kim Lovin. I have a fake ID from when I was 18 that people would like to crucify me over. Okay, so you had an issue. If you're fighting corruption now, and if you are calling out bad players, I don't know. I don't know enough. I don't know enough about any of that. But if you are saying that this is somebody, I'll look into it. I'm going to watch it. I'll go watch it and see. And
Yeah, there
form
was
an
this
opinion.
recent case that was just in the news about this woman named Frances Chow. And
Okay.
apparently she had been accused of burning down her parents' house and killing them. And she was released, and they withheld evidence. Sound familiar? And it was the
Yeah.
first assistant prosecutor in Bristol County. And now she's been suspended. Now, this woman spent, like, I think it was 17 years in jail. Maybe I'm wrong on that. It was something a long time in jail. Frances Choi spent in jail. And the first assistant now has been suspended by the BBO, the Board of Overseas, for 2 years. I think it should be 17 myself, but they're suspended her for 2 years for hiding evidence. Sounds familiar.
Yes.
And also sounds familiar, racial stuff about how this woman was Asian. So, you know, that's the kind of coverage that we're doing on the Grace Curley show, by the way. And there was another incident with Harding. So a guy who got killed, and his brother's a lawyer, and he sued them. And there's a lot of stuff going on in Bristol County as well. You know, so we're covering it. That's basically what it is. That's what she.
I love that. And Mike, while you're here, I'm just gonna, because like I just wanted to go through like these other clips, but I wanted to show you this one because this was the first clip that we ever did, and it's on me and Jess on your show. So
each other and talk to each other every day. So
Mike,
Oh boy.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I gotta put
Yeah,
us
I'm
here.
gonna cringe it. I just heard
each other and talk to each other every day. So
Mike, thanks for having me on.
I'll let you go. Thank you, Jessica. Have a great night.
Mazza, what else is going on right now? Mazza.
He's on mute. Mazza, you're on mute.
Eden's talking to the cops right now. Officer Pasquarelli and a sergeant that's on scene right now. Rita Lombardi.
Is it Mulaney? Is it Mulaney?
Possibly. I don't recognize him by the way he looks, but it could be. He's an older man, probably in his early 60s, light brown hair, glasses.
Oh, I'd have to see.
Probably about 5'6", 5'7".
I know that.
I can put it back up. I have another guest I want to bring up too, but
Okay.
I can put it back up.
Because Brendan Healy's there. I know he's there.
Mm-hmm.
How do I bring this?
If I was nearby, I would have already just hopped offline and.
Oh, same thing. Thing. I would have been there.
Hold on.
But I would have stayed up in the Walgreens parking lot and watched. I would not have gotten
You're right.
involved.
Yeah. Sort of like loving this. They
literally just got dinner.
They just got tons of material.
So if you guys are just getting here, I'm in Canton for something. We had to do. We're proving that Nicholas Garino's a liar. Basically, I got a video. Yeah, it's picture time. Hold on. All right. Oh, we got make way. All right, here we go.
Oh, NBC News. That's Kristen Galvin. That's Kristen Galvin. Right there.
What about NBC Boston News? What?
It's Kristen Galvin, that blonde woman. That's Kristen Galvin.
She's there now
NBC
too.
in Boston. Yep.
When Jillian knocked his phone out of his hand, is it going to show his phone, the movements of his phone later? We're going to go through it. We're going to go through his phone.
I don't know. It's going to be something.
His phone actually left twice. Once by Jim Ferris, knocked into the street, then once by Jillian.
Jeez.
Yeah, I can't believe these fools.
We got to get him a
another
wristband
guest.
for that thing.
We have a surprise guest. You were surprised.
I think Jim's just upset because Lucky beat him 100% to nothing in my poll about who was the better pizza delivery driver for DNA.
Lucky is a great guy. Great guy.
Let's bring up Nurse Jill. Nurse Kim. Excuse me. We got Nurse Kim here tonight as well. Hi,
hey
Nurse
guys.
Kim.
Hi, Nurse Kim.
Can you hear
Hi,
me?
Nurse Kim.
Yes, I can hear you.
Great.
We're talking about assaults happening out in front of downtown Canton.
I heard.
What do you think?
Well, wild. And just like you said, this just gives Turtle Boy the upper hand with everything moving forward, like the bunch of morons that we know they are.
They really are. For a bunch of people that don't want, to be called thugs and be called, degenerates and all the other alcoholics, it looks like they just keep acting like it over and over and over again.
Is there a selectmen's meeting this Tuesday?
Yep. Tuesday night. 7 p.m.
Uh-oh.
Are you dressing up? What are you dressing up as? A fireball show?
I don't give away my secrets. Oh, but there is something coming in the works.
Tuesday night, 7 p.m. What do you think, Nurse Kim?
I think it's incredible, and I will watch it. I will stream it, buddy. I'm not clearly going to go, but that's great. I'm so upset I missed Jess Machado because she was looking like Jessica Rabbit from where I was sitting. She looked beautiful tonight.
Yeah, you could say that. You definitely. I'm glad you said that. Yeah, she did. Yeah. She looked beautiful tonight. I could say that.
I mean,
too,
she
right?
always does, but I'm just saying. I was like, well, she got a hot date, but she's going on LTL right now, right?
That's it. Maybe that's a hot date. Not me. Not us. No, baby.
Well, you
it's
got the
Mazza.
consolation. Mike, you got the consolation here.
Yeah, it's Mazza. Mazza Media. She got dressed. My God, I can't believe that, Kim. That was wild. I can't. Oh my God.
Before I ever
good.
found a ring light, before I ever had, it was June 2024. It was the night of the incident of the Jillian Daniel incident heard around the world with Aiden and Meredith. And like I just happened to look back and it was like, oh my gosh, all of us, that beard, okay, Mike, that
No.
beard. Wow.
Someone said the Unabomber look in the yeah. Oh man.
We had
And you
Como.
look different too. You and
at
I said
me.
Nurse Jill. Nurse Jill.
Nurse Jill.
What? They're gonna kill me in the chat. They're gonna kill me. I'm
no,
sorry. I
no.
called Nurse Kim. I don't know. I'm an idiot. I just
No.
see what I mean.
No.
I'm awkward.
No, you're not. Like, listen, who gives a rat's rear? It was like I just looked at all of those people, right? It was Jess on earlier. She gets off, you pull me up, and like I know that she said she didn't know who I was like 9 weeks ago. She had never heard of me, but I knew who she was, and I only tried to like I said how beautiful she looked, you know? So like there was just not any like bad feelings or bad blood on my part at any time, but at this time now I just need to, because I cannot allow it to say that like, oh, you know, this is the narrative that I as she says, which I'm going to play, is like that I owe her an apology, and I think that is that's like not kind of taking accountability for actually how things went. And I have apologized. And that was what I was playing when you came on. I apologized 10 days ago. So like you're perpetuating something. And I don't feel as though it needs to be. And if we continue, we have a choice, Mike. We're either going to perpetuate shit or we're going to say, yeah, I'm not. But there's a bigger picture to it. There is a bigger picture to why when you call someone a liar and when you're saying I'm lying about a DM, and then you go on to say that me and Will are lying about something as large as what was alleged, then I have a fucking problem, because I am a lot of things, Mike Crawford, but a liar, I am not.
I think it's tough. Like you said, you can acknowledge it, you can deal with it, address it, but it kind of keeps it going when you do that. And I kind of did that tonight. I said I'm not going to do the drama, but I'm seeing people talking about it in that chat. I get that, but at the same time, this, you know, some things are worth defending, and the truth sometimes is worth defending, depending, you know. And sometimes it's about, like I said earlier, what I was defending is other people.
Yeah.
LTL. You know, I felt like he got the raw end of the stick. I felt like the cars, you know. So, and you know, I don't like to see what she did to you too. I thought that was ridiculous about the the messages, and seeing if she got back. I'm gonna, you know, I don't use burner accounts, but now I'm asking my two friends to test you out, and it's like it's so trivial. Like, and that's the thing. Like, some of us need the drama, and some of us don't.
I don't.
Like,
I don't.
we
I don't want
like,
it.
I got great content. You know what I mean? You got great content. You got better. Like, we don't have to do that. And that's the weird thing. Like, other people I could see, like drama's their thing. They're good at that shit. But like Jess specifically, I don't get why she does it, because she actually has content. She does journalism.
Of course.
Like, you know, for me, I think Jess has to choose. Does she want to be a journalist or does she want to be a drama? Because when you try to do both, and I get it, because I've been in the same situation. I can stir up drama. You know, it's easy. It's fun. It's, you know, it
Well,
to a
we're all
degree.
not
I mean,
perfect. At the end of the day, we're all taking like hello.
so
You're
I
not
think she has
perfect.
to
I'm
has to
not.
dial it
Yeah.
in. Does she want to be a drama channel or does she want to be a serious channel? You know,
Yeah.
because that's what I'm thinking about. And on my channel, I'm not gonna go drama. I'm going back to we're supporting Kelsey. You know, we're
Facts
supporting
matter.
this, we're doing
Journalism.
that, we're bringing on guests. We got tons of attorneys and politicians, and I don't need it. So,
Yeah. And you know, here's the thing is that like not only do we not need it, right? It's that like it's damaging to my spirit. It's damaging to my soul. I had to say I say in my prayers last night. I say my prayers every night, whether it be for well, it's always for like Karen, for her family, for the O'Keefes, for Officer John O'Keefe, for him to have justice. Like that's what matters. And now I also am like praying for Aiden, because also I would like him to be safe and be free and not be in jail or, returned on bond or anything like that. And I don't want anyone to be jailed. And here is where the rubber meets the road, is that I can tell you till I'm blue in the face that I didn't hear, receive, or disperse anything. And why I didn't is because I didn't even have the phone number, or Aiden didn't have my phone number till the week of the Wilbur. That makes a difference. And maybe that's why he had to say to certain people, as you see things leak out, things are leaking out of his. And maybe he had to tell different people, so that he could figure out who the fuck is telling information to others. And I think there might have been a miscalculation of, oh shit, if I say Nurse Kim and Will, I think he assumed no one would believe it. And unfortunately, people fucking turned on us. People turned with pitchforks on you, on Jimmy, on anybody who was around it. Oh, well, you're a content creator. You must have heard. Everybody was taking blows. But I am thankful that I know factually that you can't do something if you didn't have somebody's contact. And that is why I was like, I was like, someone's going to get there. Someone's going to say he didn't have her number. Like, we never spoke till 2 days before the Wilbur because I was in it. I work with Jimmy. Jimmy and I, of course, what are you shitting me? Me and Jimmy, I talk to him all the time. Do you need anything, honey? What do you need? And the only thing that Aiden had to say to me was, hey, these are the tweets, because we did mean tweets, right? Which, that turned into, we could do fucking a whole series. I have a burn book of mean tweets now. But that is the innocence, right? Like, that shows, like, there's your clue, Columbo. You didn't have me. And Will is the closest fucking of all of us to Karen. Will had Karen on twice. And this is where I'm just like, I was saying to myself, just shut the fuck up, Kim. Just shut the fuck up. You know you didn't do it. You know what I mean?
Times is best. Like, seriously. I told you when I messaged you.
Yeah.
Because I saw what was going on. We had that. And I felt like you were the one I needed to just kind of, because I know I've been there. It happened to me. And I went away. I shut the hell up.
Yeah.
And a lot of people said a lot of shit about me.
Yeah.
And I really haven't, you were on one of those shows when I kind of started
I
talking about what
do.
actually happened. Sometimes you just need to shut up. It's just, I don't know. But I think you've done, I think you're amazing. I think you do a good job, and people love you. So,
well, and
don't
Mike,
worry
they
about
love all of us for different reasons, and I can't be loved by everyone. That is 100%. I don't want to be. I know who I am, and if you want to be here, I love you. If you don't, I get it. I don't take it personally, but we don't need to be crucified, any of us. Any of us. And I mean that from JFK to James Jackson to Kevy Kev to you to Maza to Brian, no one, to Will, who was so struggling. And I really liked that you took that moment in your show today and said, you know what I'm saying to him when I'm telling him he needs a vacation, I mean it to myself.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
Like, we've
So
all
I think
got
a lot of us need vacations, honestly.
We all need a minute.
And sometimes I feel like a lot of times the audience has to realize a lot of times when people are throwing those accusations out, I notice this a lot when people throw this is when I really know that they're projecting, is when it's untrue. So if they're
Yeah.
accusing you of something untrue, almost always that's projection. That's
Yeah.
them. And so, maybe it's not true. Maybe Will doesn't need to take a vacation. I'm thinking about it. I said that. So, sometimes we do need to take our own advice, and sometimes those
Yeah.
projections are our own advice that we need to take. So, yeah, And I thought about it today too. It's like my issue isn't the YouTube.
Right.
I
It's
never
the
get in
Twitter.
trouble on my show. My
Yeah.
content is good. We don't usually get in drama or
Yeah, no.
it's the social freaking media. That's my
Agreed.
issue. So like for me, I'm like, that's pretty much what I need to cut off. And I need to focus on my family and my friends. And
I
like
love that.
my girlfriend right now, the only reason I'm on this stream, besides you, Kim, the two reasons. Girlfriend is at a business meeting right now. She's
Love
about
it.
to come home. As soon as she walks in the door, I'm off. But the
Yes.
other reason is you, Kim. That's like I wouldn't have done a show if it wasn't for you asking me and knowing all this stuff that's going on and who you are and that we've been talking, so
Yeah.
that's why I'm here.
And you know me, and like and I know you. And at the end of the day, there's a respect level, and the respect is not given, the respect is earned by each other, and it's earned all the time. And I think that for the lesson to be learned of if we do have a problem, I think personally that the best way is to handle it how we try is to do it that it's not front facing, because we don't need to involve our communities maybe into like our own stuff that's us, like that doesn't involve corruption, like what we're fighting for here. What if it doesn't involve
I think
that?
the first step, it should always try to be privately taken care of if you
Yeah.
can. Like people thought Aiden and I were going to war this week. You know what happened?
No.
What happened? What did the two adults, Aiden and Mike, do
Talk.
this week? Exactly.
Talk to each other. Yeah.
And we didn't do it online.
Of course.
And we get along. So
I know you do.
I mean, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
I never have a problem talking to Aiden, So I don't know. Other people, I feel like they don't get that or they don't want to do that. That doesn't create content. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm always willing to talk. That's what I liked about you too, Kim. We had our little thing and it was nothing.
Yeah.
It was about I was misreading the situation. And when I met you, when we hung out that for the dinner with Better, I was like, oh, I love her. I
The
was just like,
Apostles' dinner.
and just
Yep.
I just watched you with the Better ladies. You know who I'm talking about. And I was just like, oh my god, that was the funnest friggin' night with
That
Nurse
was a good
Kim,
night.
two Better ladies, and I'm talking about family members. I gotta say their names, and then Mr. Better. That was the best.
That was a good night. And those are the things that like I wouldn't change for the world, Mike. I wouldn't change that for the world, to meet Mr. Betterow, to meet you, to be able to see something through two different trials, because I've covered other trials, but to see this one through and in the way in which we were able to, and to come out, like I think about verdict day of trial 2 and the it gave you freaking your hair would stand up on your arms. It was
Sure
so
would.
electric that like it was everything. You were in like fight or flight, right? That you were like, oh my gosh, your heart's pounding out of your chest. They say they have a verdict. No, they don't. Then they do again. It comes in. I'm looking at Judge Canoni. I see David. I see Mr. Yannetti, my bowl of spaghetti. I see Karen. She's holding AJ's hand. And you get the verdicts, not guilty. Not guilty, not guilty. And then the OUI charge. Hello, every lovies, like, hello. That was what you did. You did it. All of them did that. And like, that was magic. It was something that came to life and that was a moving, breathing moment in time. And I just, nothing will be it again. But remember that. Remember that. And what brought you here? Because it was always Karen. It's always been Aiden. And it has always been a bigger, overarching pursuit of justice where it needs to be found, where it's been seeking in other places, unjustly accused. No, not today, Satan. Not while we're here. We're going to keep talking about it, right?
Today. That was such an amazing time. And the thing is, like you said, we look back on that, remember it, but also realize that it's still ongoing. Like, look at Kelsey Fitzsimmons today. You know,
Yeah.
look at other cases that are popping up, and people like, you know, JFK and them got involved in this Giga thing. So
Oh,
there's and you know, all of a sudden there's a one of the affiliated show off, you know, guys, Easy Money from Haverhill. He's got a song out about Haverhill, Mass song,
love Haverhill.
and they got a tribute to Giga with the family in there. So like, there's all these other tentacles where people are activated, people are organized. Now look at they're doing a JJ Grimsby's not what is it, Nacho Night, North Shore Night, they call it, in Stoneham,
North Shore
Mass, coming
Nacho
up, I
Night.
think
Yep.
October 20th, for Kelsey Fitzsimmons this time. Like,
I love that.
so that, you know, people are still, it's still ongoing. Like, like you said, you have the civil case, you got Aiden. You never know what's going to
Yes.
happen if they try to some shit against. I still feel like the Commonwealth is going to try some more shit against Karen and Aiden. So, you know, this is not over. Like, there's a lot more stuff that you can get involved in, and I'm glad to see a lot of the same people today at Kelsey that I saw for Karen.
I love it. I love it. And I hope that, you know, the ongoing, we know that Aiden is December 5th. Like, everybody, do what you want. But remember that you have a place here with any of us, wherever you want to be, you have a place with us. And, you know, that's it. And I just appreciate you, Mike. And I appreciate you coming up and just taking a minute to express yourself. And I just loved your show today. I thought it was great. And I just want to wrap mine up so that we can go. And I know Turtle Boy is going to be coming on. He's at 9. It's already 8:49. I got a couple
I'll let
more.
you go. I'll let you wrap it up. I'm gonna head out.
Okay.
And thank you so much. I'm so thankful to be on your show. You've been on my show a bunch of times. I think this is the first time I've been on your
I
show.
think it is.
You're a freaking big show now. And some people I saw in the chat were mad I was talking too much, which
No.
I thought was awesome when they got mad, because I was like, they love Nurse Kim now. I freaking, because I remember when you came on and my show was like the big deal, and now you're the fucking big deal. So I just
No.
want to say congrats to Nurse Kim, and I love
God.
it. And have a good rest of your show, Nurse Kim.
Thank you, Mikey. Have a good night, my friend. Bye. Lovies. Lovies, that's Mikey. And don't tell him he talks too much. He hasn't come to my house before. And he's had a rough day, and he's had a rough week. And Will's had a rough week. And Jimmy's had a rough week. And Aiden's had a rough week. And Karen's had a rough week. And JFK and James and Kevy Kev, all of us. Not just some, all. It sucked. All right, focus. Adding. Okay, babes. So what am I doing? Who am I? Reset. We're resetting. This is the 10 days ago, me responding to what Jess said on her first show when she said, hey, Kim, I had talked about you in these messages with Courtney and Tina, and I'm getting ahead of it, and I'm letting you know what happened. And I say this is to say about Meredith, and she had a couple of things to say about me and Jen Altman. And she laid it all out there. She was like, hey, bitch, this is what I said, because if these text messages come out, because there have been messages everywhere, babes, still are. When I say everywhere, the messages, the private messages that you thought that you sent are not private. Know that. And know that for criminal purposes. I always think back to Trooper Proctor, right? Like, if you're in a group text message with anybody, come off of it, or be prepared to answer it in a court of law or a court of public opinion. Okay. So she was in this like group message with people, again, you think you can trust. And she had said that I had talked about the Bethesda house, and that is Jess's thing. And I did like a Saturday stream about it. And I was like, I'm all in on Bethesda house. I care about finding out what really happened there. And if I could be helpful in any way, I just wanted to be helpful to Jess. So I said that in her chat. And I was like, hey, babe, if you ever want to do a roundtable, if you ever want to do something, I'd love to. And she, I guess, reached out to me on X. And then she maybe had said, or I had said, I would look for a message, but I am not that swift, Lovey. We So know this. I thought she meant an email, okay? Because I don't do X messages. And actually, now that we're here, I have my X pulled up. And let's see. She said, "Oh, Kim didn't even read the message from me." And that's because I don't read any messages. Well,
Sorry.
many. It makes me nervous. I have anxiety.
I do.
So if, one was expecting me to have read a message, I probably was not the best in that, and I would not have answered anyone's messages. Let me go. Where do the messages live? Okay, so these are all the message requests, Lovey, and you see the blue dots. I just want you to realize this. Blue dots on the side means not open. Keep that in your little bonnet. Okay. So 11 hours ago, these are message requests. So I don't know why they live in message requests, but
I
from
don't know
people
where
you don't
anything is.
follow live here. Okay, but I think I follow Jess.
Yes, I do.
So, Lovies, I have messages a mile long.
All the messages.
From many a folk. And I apologize to that. And okay, let's blue dot it. Right here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 not opened. Like all the way back here. 7, 8. I have messages.
8 not open.
But I don't have any. Well, wait, let's see. Oh, here it is. Unopened. Okay. And I'm not going to open it up because I had to close it because Jess put her phone number in there. But I opened it live on air 10 days ago. Sorry. Almost had a mental breakdown this week. Whoops. Okay. Was not able to respond. That, like, unless I know you IRL, I'm typically not answering them. And that is a self-preservation thing. Like, it's just because I don't want, and especially when we've seen what has gone on in the DMs, babe, that's how I stay out of it. But I was just looking for an email. But then she asked one of them to please send in a message to me on one of their burner accounts. And they said, I can't do it because she might know my account or something, which I don't know. Unless they had sent it on the Mayor O'Neill account, I wouldn't have known anything. And then she said that she thought that she had seen me at the Wilbur. Wait a minute. Said I can't do in here who said I read 10
an
above
anxious
it
person,
and
just
10
generally
below
speaking.
it. That I'm not.
You all right?
I did not get that. Hold on. Okay. Jesus Christmas. Lines up with this topic. Oh Lord. Lines up with this topic. Like all the way. Okay. Like all the way back. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What is that? 10 above and 10 below? No. The blue dots equal not open. Not open.
Attorney Better has a number item.
Yeah.
Mr. Better. Thank you, Judge.
Honestly, go fuck yourself, sir.
All
You
right,
don't say that.
hold on.
Okay? You don't lose a trial.
About doing a route. Like, nope. Hold on. Sorry, Levies. Go. Okay. So she was saying about that. She was like, and I thought she was sending me an email. So I'm looking for a Jess Machado email. I did not get that. And then she had said she had talked to those 2 girls and asked if I had potentially, if they could send a message to see if I just don't answer the messages, which I was like, oh, I didn't open any messages from any other account. So I'm sure that, like, unless I know you IRL, I'm typically not answering them. And that is a self-preservation thing. Like, it's just because I don't want, and especially when we've seen what has gone on in the DMs, babe, that's how I stay out of it. But I was just looking for an email. But then she asked one of them to please send in a message to me on one of their burner accounts. And they said, I can't do it because she might know my account or something, which I don't know. Unless they had sent it on the Mayor O'Neill account, I wouldn't have known anything. And then she said that she thought that she had seen me at the Wilbur and that I unfortunately did not see her. And she felt a little bit snubbed by that. And I didn't mean to snub her ever. I was actually very excited. I knew exactly where she was sitting because she was up right next to Mr. Bradle. And I remember looking up and being like, oh my gosh, Mr. Bradle is here. Like, I can't handle it. So I had went over into the crowd and I had seen
it was Kelly Reed and Melanie Little and Mr. Betterow and Will Vaglair. Everyone came out, and I was like, yes, bitch. And then we looked up, and there was Mr. Bradle, and I die. I go, oh my God, it's the Silver Fox himself, who is sitting right next. I see Jess. I'm like, ah! I'm waving. I'm doing all the things. And I'm so excited. But then I go and I sit down. And after that, Erica Walsh called me up to the back, and I stayed in the back.
Yep.
And then I went out a side little path. At the end of the show, I didn't go back out into like the regular area until the end. If you saw, I was crouching tiger, hidden Kimmy, like so obnoxious, like a stage mother. Like, they're doing it. They all know it. They're all doing it. I was so proud. And so then, like, I had walked out the side door, and we went down the walk, which took us a long time. And then I got to the encore, and then I took a siesta. I went to bed. I woke up at 6 a.m. and literally started hitting some buttons at the encore. So I go, oh, Jesus, that's what happened. So I don't recall seeing Jess at any point. And had I would have loved to like give her a big hug and say hello and like and have a real meet and meet each other in IRL.
In real life.
So to that, I say, I'm sorry. I apologize. But that.
Oh, so I did apologize. I've apologized for this publicly.
That's kid stuff. So I'm thankful that she said that. And she was like,
and on her show, she said, I'm sure that this is just like small potatoes and it's not as big as I'm making it seem, like to herself. Like she was worried and she just wanted to get ahead of it. And I was okay with it. And I said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I did. Okay.
Okay, bitch, this is what I said about you to these people in case it does come out. Now, Jess wouldn't know. Okay.
All right. We don't need to go there. And the final, so that happens, and that is 10 days ago. Well, on Thursday, oh, Kim, figure it out. Okay. Share. Am I sharing? Oh, no. Oh, you can see it. Okay. Oh, no. Where does it live? Okay, I'm going to have to, oh, no, I can't do that. Oh, okay. I'm just going to play. Oh, Lovies, tell me if you hear this.
This is so confusing.
Okay. This was a space that happened, and this space happens on this Thursday. So that was last Saturday. We go another 6 days of just wild stuff on Twitter. And it's bleeding out into YouTube. It's bleeding out everywhere. It's bleeding out into every inch of our lives, and now like into our sleep that we're not sleeping. All of you, I'm sure. Like it was a not a great time. Okay. And so this is Thursday, and Jess does an honest to goodness spaces.
Confusing. Aiden recorded Karen. He played it or sent it to others. Who the hell shared it? The whole thing feels gross. I have no belief that Aiden sent it to anybody. I believe somebody obtained it wrongfully. JFK and his boy. I whatever with those guys. I don't really fucking care. I tried to be nice. I try to come into this arena and I try to be nice and I try to be this, but like it's just there are just some characters here that you guys are all letting into your space that are not people that you would like share a Thanksgiving dinner with. And maybe that threshold is like not what you guys want and you don't care, but like I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm connected to my followers and we're all besties in the best way and like I talk to them and like I'm trying to build some sort of sense of community here. Why am I going to put people in that circle that are just weird and gross and yuck? No, not at all should a man address a woman as a bitch ever. And then he downplayed it. He did a whole show about Erin talking about the bitch in the mix. It was like, it was rap lyrics. I know it's rap lyrics, but you used it to refer to me. So, you know what I mean? That's the other thing too. And like nothing for nothing, I'll even say it with Nurse Kim. She's telling me she didn't see my email, right? My not even an email, because I looked for Nurse Kim's email. I don't know where it is.
I didn't send you one.
I would message you. I messaged her. She didn't respond. And then on the show, I said again, oh, she's in the chat. Kim, I sent you a message. And she said, I will go read it. She never opened it. And then she opened her fucking mailbox on air and showed us all of the message before my message and all the message afters were opened. Aiden, David Yannetti, all those messages were open. And there's
Actually, Jess, that's not the truth because we just went through it.
Jess Machado's message not open. I'm not an idiot. I know you saw my message. If you don't want to open it, fine. Don't fucking fucking lie or make me out to be a petty bitch. Like you interjected into my space. You came over and talked about the story. You offered to do a roundtable, and I didn't even want to do it.
Well, there it is. There it is. I didn't even want to do it. Well, if you didn't want to do it, Jess, I have just a little something that is like you don't have to send a message. One message that I have been dragged over the coals for 4 different public things that you've done. 2 spaces and 2 shows when I've said I was sorry.
Because I keep my circle small, but I fucking did it to be a nice person, and then you fucking didn't answer my fucking message. So fuck you, Kim, for that, okay? And I can say that
Fuck
because that
me.
has been going on for a long time. And you
Fuck me. Okay. And I should be apologizing.
want me to believe that you didn't see it when you open up your mailbox and there's 1,000 fucking messages there and mine isn't opened? Why are we playing games like this? I can't. You may not, nobody may like me and like what I say, but I am not going to lie and not be real or authentic about this shit. And
So that implies that I am a liar and that I'm not authentic.
I'm sure the Jen Altman shit is playing a part of it because the Jen Altman thing with whatever, I don't really fucking care. But you know what? It actually hurt my feelings that Kim said she wanted to do a roundtable with me. Not that I needed to do the roundtable. It hurt my feelings that she offered and I did it and she ignored me. That kind of it didn't piss me off. It hurt my feelings. And then I mentioned it again and then she lied again.
So now, babes, you have to understand that, like, having somebody say that you've lied about this is like, oh, okay. But where it goes is like a bomb.
And I know she heard the audio of Karen and Aiden. I know she heard it. I knew Will heard it.
How? How did you know that, Jess? Because immediately after I said, now you're a liar.
So everybody, if you want to play adult games, you better start being adults.
I am an
And I'm
adult.
getting really tired of it because you know what? This whole thing is making everybody look bad. Not me, not this bitch.
It's not making you look bad,
at all.
Jess.
Making
Yeah, it's making all of us look bad. Then, last but not least, lovies, let's go into episode 9, where is just last Saturday. And this took 222. Oh, sorry, babes. Share this tab. Can you see? Yeah.
We
don't know everything.
But like,
We
what
don't
do you,
know.
you're
There's a
damned if you
reason
do
why.
and you're damned if you don't. So what are you supposed to do?
There's a reason why. Because people know I heard it.
Who?
People know I heard it. And people that don't like me know I heard it.
Who
And so
doesn't like
just the same
you?
way as I came forward with the Courtney and Tina stuff, people that were on a defensive or maybe like in a bad space had tea on me that I was shit talking Nurse Kim and Jen Altman in text messages. So rather than them get to control the narrative, I get out in front of it. And so that's what was happening yesterday.
I don't like that. I don't like that, and that feels hurtful to me. I didn't mention this other than to say I was sorry to you. On my show, the day that it came out, I listened to you, I heard you, and I apologized. And yet we're still on this, we're still doing it, Jess.
I was getting out in front of it. People know I heard it. And I don't need to know anything else. People know I heard it. I asked for it because I don't have it. Catch up. So there's a lot of stuff going on online about this audio and clips of it dropped. And I am getting ahead of it. I am talking about it. And I am like, I heard it. I don't.
Okay. And then 252.
And can you like, I just want to see how it works. I want to see what happens to the back end. Can a couple people go later and like take a listen? Maybe the Bunny After Dark. That was a good thing. There's a lot of good drug stories on there, lighten the mood. Can y'all do that for me? Thanks. And then I'll get off and you can do your unboxing and your stuff. What else do we have to talk about though first? We did the sponsors. I got to run some banners. And that's that. So Spotify, Just Machado Show. Can y'all do that so that I can see how the back end of that looks? Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, Maza.
Also, let it be known I do keep score. So I do know who I have beef with and people who I don't have beef with. I'm good with that. Aiden has asked if Kim and I could mend the situation. When he talked to me yesterday, he said, can we get the two of you? I want you guys to like whatever. And I just want to say that my response to him was, yeah, I'll take an apology.
Jess, you got an apology 10 days ago. And since then, you've drug my name through the rug. I mean, like, drug me through the rug. For nothing. For something that you said initially was not a big deal. But it's become a big deal.
And that's it. I'm not going to not live my life. This is how I live my life. This is how I raise my kids.
Yeah.
This is how I raise my daughters to be.
That feels hurtful too. Like you're raising your children to not be like me.
Be the strong women that they are. That is why when I see my daughters in real life, in jobs, in school, in friend groups, in tough situations, I see this. And this will get you through anything in life. You don't need to make friends. Don't give me the shit where you've all got to be friends with anybody, because that's not true. You need a couple good friends. You need a couple good friends. You need a couple people you can trust. This bestie stuff right here, this is different. This is a thing, and I really love this. And this is fulfilling. My work is fulfilling, and the besties and the bond that we have. And my phone rang yesterday after I got off the phone with Aaron, and a bestie called me from South Carolina or North Carolina, and we talked. Her name is Shari, I think. And she was like, I can't believe you picked up. And I was like, well, it's my phone. But you know what I said? I was like, if you follow me and you call me and you feel like you need to talk to me, like, why can I not talk to you? Of course, I'm going to give you my time and I'm going to talk to you. And we talked for, I don't know, like what? I don't remember. How long did we talk for? We talked for 10 minutes. I care about my besties. I like try to make a meaningful connection with everybody and whatever. This isn't shit stirring. You know what? My husband's in the chat. That's impossible. Oh, it's not. This isn't shit stirring. This is creating my own space and make sure it's one that filled people can trust. It's not fake. It's real. Am I going to respond to Meredith in chat? Meredith has my number. She can text me if she wants to. Nurse Kim T, please. I went over this the other day. I did it in the spaces. Aiden is, Aaron, do you have your safe word? Blink twice, Aaron. Somebody said they have the bird seed. I've already gone over the Nurse Kim thing. I know that Aiden wants to fix things with Kim and I, whatever.
What's happening?
Why did I think that? What is the question? Why did I think that? Why did I say I think Nurse Kim heard what? But you didn't say why you think Nurse Kim heard it. I'm not giving you.
Like friends. Has Jessica proven yet that like she was right about the LTL stuff? And I don't like, do you guys believe her yet? When are you going to believe her? You know what I mean? This is the same thing. This is what I told her. This is the same thing we went through with the town stuff. This is the same boom, 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 boom. I told her, what did I say? We're going to check in a month. Did I say a month or 6 months? Because the same thing happened with Brian, right? When she started that Brian stuff and then she got dragged for it. And now like 2 weeks later, everybody's like, oh yeah, fuck Brian. And then like.
So what does that mean? That everyone in 2 weeks is going to say, oh, fuck him? No, they won't. No, they won't say fuck him unless they already feel like fuck Kim. Because I am telling the truth. Was Jessica, who is an independent journalist, I'm just Kim. I'm a commentator. I'm a nurse, babes. I talk about trials. I read the documents. That's all I do. I'm a legal nurse consultant. I'm a registered nurse. I do wound healing. I go speak at conferences. For you to say that I know Kim heard this, not the publicly available clip, the whatever 40 seconds, for you to say that when it is such a hostile environment and say that me and Will specifically, then that would mean, Jess, that you must have been literally there when somebody did it. Because I didn't.
So why can't we just be like, oh wait, she was right about that. She was right about this. 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 She was right about that. Jessica was right. I hashtag that in a lot of things when I can't. Jessica was right. So like, when are y'all gonna just be like, yeah, she hasn't lied to us yet. So
go back and look at all of this stuff around this audio. Not once will you find me saying, writing, commenting, saying I never heard an audio, because I did. But there are other people that are saying that they didn't hear an audio, and they did. And you know what? Maybe they should have been nicer to me. Maybe they shouldn't have been mean to me. Maybe when I'm sitting there in my brain and I'm deciphering whether or not I want to tell the truth on this person or I want to hold back and just spare them, maybe my brain diverts to when you didn't respond to my message that you made me send you, Kimberly.
Oh. I did not make you send anything. And I'm sorry that your brain got very upset about it. But that's a wild ass statement to make. When your friend, who you claim means so much to you, and you're saying, who is facing 105 years in prison, and you're not only caring, the only thing that matters to you at this moment is getting back at me. And the reason I didn't say that Aiden didn't have my phone number, the reason that I didn't say that it, like, give more details, is because I don't need additional people or places or Norfolk County to revoke his bail. Aiden has been having leaks, Levies. You know this. There are things that are popping up everywhere, here, there, everywhere. So maybe, just maybe, he said different names to different people. And when he said the different names to different people, when it came out, then he knew who it was. And you can't get in trouble if there's nothing there. I said in Glarer in Will's house when he had a YouTube the other night, a stream, I said that I would be glad to hand over my phone and do an extraction. There is nothing that I have to hide. There is nothing that Will has to hide. And can you imagine the sadness in his heart that Karen, if she was in JFK's chat, which like she was, I think, it was confirmed by Nikki Haircuts. Like, this has caused a strain for Will and Karen. This has caused a strain for me and other people. This has caused a strain on Jimmy. It's caused a strain on Mike, on everyone. So where did the information come from? That's the question. And when you look at what was filed today in Karen's case, asking for her phones back, there's an ongoing investigation. And they're trying to get into Karen's phone. Cosgrove is asking, please, for the witness intimidation, let me get in. And I beg you that when I say something to you, I'm not lying. I would 100% take my fucking lashings. And you don't think that it has shown me truly that it's heartbreaking, because I'm like, shit. I'm just sitting here like a sitting fucking duck. And I have to wait till anything can be explained by who needs to explain it. But the reason that certain people may have been thrown in the mix is because it was known that, oh shit, if you didn't have Aiden's phone number till the 10th, or you didn't ever have a phone call, a signal, we didn't ever signal. I don't have signal. You don't have any messages, nothing till the 10th. So how did I do anything? And another thing that is devastating is that if we say that there's been no lies here, babes, Jess knows exactly who sent the Flipperhead audio. And she knows that it didn't come from me. And I got hung for that. Didn't come from me. It didn't come from a source from me. And that's hurtful. So at the end of the day, we all have to take accountability absolutely for our own actions. This isn't a crucifixion of one. It's setting the record straight, having a moment of unity with Mike. We'll go watch Aiden. And Aiden has checked in on me multiple times because he knows I'm not in the shit. I'm not in the DMs with everyone. I don't do this. This isn't where I thrive. It makes me sick. It hurts me. It makes me feel fucked up. And he knows that, like, hey, it really, like, it's not, it's not Kim. It's not this. Who he's standing by, who he says it isn't. There's a reason. And if you care about Karen, and if you care about justice, and if you care about Aiden, in 105 years that any prosecutor could say, well, we have probable cause to do A, B, or C. I don't know about you, babes, but I don't want Karen being fucked with by anybody. I don't want Aiden being fucked with by anybody. So I'll take it on the chin for as long as I need to. But I didn't lie, and I apologized. And on that note, I love you all. And we're late. And like, they made a motion in the civil suit yesterday. It came out that the judge is allowing in the witness intimidation via campaign, a media campaign by Turtle Boy. So when I tell you that everything is intertwined, it will always and in perpetuity be intertwined. So if you hurt Karen, you hurt Aiden. If you hurt Aiden, you hurt Karen. And that's all. All right, lovies. I know that you're probably done with hearing my fucking mouth, but thank you so much for loving retirement, for coming and saying hello. And Casey Paralegal, I'm just going to read these and put them up. And to Behind the Magic, you come as a new member at my house. Thank you so much. And L Harp is a new member. And Emily C. Oh, Emily C. is a new member. And we have Valerie and Mary Malaki, first of her name. Is anyone else still sad and crying over Mike's stream this afternoon? I thought it was a great stream, Mare. And that's why, he was saying that he wanted to come on about Kelsey, but then Kelsey's, we know what happened. But I'm glad I got to chat with him today. And Melanie's interruptions, I love you and will continue to stand by you. Thank you so much, Melanie. And we love you, me and Will. And Webb became a YouTube member. Thanks, babe. And so did Warwick Becky. And Annie Naiz, thank you for becoming a new YouTube member. Amy Lowe hits us with a love is love. Yes, babe. It sure is. Parksy is ridiculous, hitting us with 10 non-consensual Nurse Kim memberships. I know I'm no JM, but I often text NK and she's busy. A normal mom. She doesn't get back to me. I'm sorry, Parksy. I'm so sorry. I know. Like I'm at the market. Like I am doing all the things, guys. I'm just trying to keep my head above water on a regular week. And I appreciate you, Parks, for not like disowning me. And then Jimmy will be like, "Oh, I haven't heard from you in 3 to 5 business days." Thank you, Jen, for being a member here for 3 months and says, "You're so nice to everyone, our friend Nurse Kim." Like, thank you, Jen. And there's not like, I'm not perfect. I'm clearly not perfect. I've never tried to say I am, but this situation had to be nipped in the bud in my humble opinion, because even later on today, it was like, well, Kim can apologize to me. And I I'm not going to like feed into a narrative of me having to do something when I already have. I feel like at this point, maybe I deserve an apology. And Amy Naiz says, she said, "I tell the truth a million times. So in my opinion, she's lying." My take, yeah, she is insecure and doesn't know who she is. Sad, really. You, Nurse Kim, are one of the most authentic people I know. Well, I appreciate the compliment, and I don't judge or know what's going on with her. I just needed to correct that, and I really appreciate your kindness. And Weddy for your Nettie, stop it. The best freaking one of the best handles on the World Wide Web. Weddy for your Nettie. And Gingy became a YouTube member. And Steph became a new YouTube member. Thank you so much. And I love you. It's a small girl. I appreciate it. And Steph, oh my gosh, gave 10 non-consensual Nurse Kim memberships like we are dancing for dollars at the Centerfold in Worcester. And I Gotta Know said, "Dream, you meet and focus the girls' priority." Yeah. I got to just focus. Absolutely. And Decline, thank you so much. Said, "You have a heart of gold. You don't need to justify yourself to anyone." She's trying to backtrack. To me, this is just insecurity. Yeah, I love you. I appreciate you. And Renee, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. And I Gotta Know said, "The focus is lost. It's not about us." It should be about you. It is about you. I Gotta Know. It is about you. And it's always been about you. Everything has been about you. And I got lost. You're right. My focus was lost. I did too much. But it is always about you guys. It's really not about creators. Yes, are we a place? Are we your best friends from out of town? You answer our FaceTimes? Yes. But other than that, it's not about me, babe, at all. It's bigger. And the community was bigger. And it was bigger because it was impactful, and you people could move mountains between our boots on the ground, between the people in other countries and other states who took time out of their lives to support. It's huge. It was one of a kind. And I also just wanted to say that there was like a narrative that we received money or kickbacks from like fundraisers or anything. That is not true ever. I didn't ever receive $1. And that would be like criminal if you're diverting money that was given directly to a defense fund and that we were given money out of that. It didn't happen. Ask Karen. I can't ask her because she didn't, I don't talk to her. But she would tell you that. She would say, "Of course we didn't. What are you talking about? I needed the money because I have experts and because I had to pay my attorneys and because I had all the things." She wasn't giving any money back to any creators that I know of. And Kristen from Manhattan says, "Apologies if this is inappropriate, but do Courtney and the other one, Tina, still have their jobs? This is a disgusting breach of conduct and necessitates being fired ASAP." I believe that Tina was let go, but let me tell you a little tea. I got a message on Tuesday or Wednesday, and I don't know because I don't know what today is. No, today is Tuesday, so it must have been last week that said, Kimmy, open your Facebook Messenger application. And I'm like, I haven't even looked at that in like months. So I had a message from Courtney about the Kelsey Fitzsimmons case, and I didn't respond because you terrorized Meredith and you terrorized Aiden. And there are things that like I can't say like I'm going to try to work with you for Kelsey. I'm going to have to work for Kelsey by doing her gives and go, by asking to send letters to her to give her company. But I don't want to be corresponding with somebody who could participate in something like that. Right? So that's what I know. And thank you so much, Grant's rope belt. I appreciate you. And Kelly, if Chloe bit, so we did a quit, says, keep smiling and don't let the noise get you down. We will always have your back no matter what. And I love you. We should do like another Sunday service in person soon. JFK's playlist has become a YouTube member. Thank you so much, Levy. And Thunder Horse says, love Nurse Kim. You've been here at my house for 1 month consensually. I love that. And Wildly Longclaw says, your face makes me feel happy. Thank you for being our friend and sister. People are jealous because you're original Thickums. Oh, Nurse Thickums. Nurse Kim, gorgeous and a baddie. And she has something in her pocket for you. So take it and spin on it. Ready? Oops. On your mark. Gets that? I found something in my pocket for you. There it is. Okay. How do you like that kiss press on nail? Fuck around. Thank you so much, Lovey. And that's just for drama. And thank you, Michelle Lee says, I stand with Nurse Kim, Turtle Boy, and the Glarer. I love that. And I got to know, open your minds, close your keyboards. Oh, look at my queen giving me all of the life learning tips. I love that. And David Queenan says, I'm ride or die the OGs. TB, Kim, Glarer, Jimmy, Mike, Microdots, and Boots on the Ground. Real journalists. That's not me, babe. I'm not a real journalist. I am just a real nurse. My dad, when I was an LPN, he said I was a little pretty nurse. And GA Hello Kitty says, look at Machado's show. You must be new here. Holy. And then Kelly says, I love it when I have Nurse Kim. No, I love it when I have Nurse Kim and all the lovies to keep me company on my commute home. Thank you so much for being with me, babe. And free the Glarer. Free Will. Not Willie, but Will. Just wanted you to know that Jen O muted the Glarer. Oh, Will, I'm so sorry. I'll get him back. I don't know where he lives or how to undo that, but I will do it. Oh, why are the mods blocking the Glarer? I love you too. I don't know why. I'm so sorry. And Betsy, thank you so much. You are the absolute best. And get them, Thickums. And Tony Lynn says, I'm behind, but I wanted you to know you are loved, you are strong, and you are an amazing person. Stop. You are too, babe. And thank you, M, for becoming a new YouTube member at my house. And to GA Hello Kitty says, also, Jess is on her 3rd episode at 1 hour and 23, talks about how stirring up drama is good for business. I don't want to be in the business. Can whoever doesn't want to participate, can we not participate in the business? Can Mike flounce? Thank you, Grandma Suze. I don't know. I don't even know what a flounce is. Decline, I love you. Oh, that sounds like for a nurse. Paul Young's gifted 1 Nurse Kim membership. Thank you. And my new member is Krista's limited edition with an evil eye. Obsessed. Dina, respect is earned. The truth always comes out. Is that my Waltham, Dina? Dina, hey, babe. That is the truth. And a new member is Christy RRN, piled higher and deeper. Oh, I love that. And Jess has a lot to answer for. How did she hear it? If she doesn't have it, how does she know? There's a lot. There's a lot there that doesn't make sense. So there is going to have to be a, just a moment of clarity of what say you? What say you? Because it was wild in real time. And hey, Krista's limited edition. I love your beautiful face. More importantly, along with your incredible content, humor, and sass. You, Nurse Kim, brought me back to prayer. Your lovies have your back. Please accept all the love. All the love I'm sending. Thank you so much. And I have a prayer that I wanted us to do, babes, together. I'm a first-time viewer. So much for forgiveness. This chat is out for blood. I'm disgusted with the pots and kettles. Mike, great show. I'm sorry. I wasn't out for blood. I was just out for telling my side and what happened. Katz Randall said, gifted one Nurse Kim membership. Thank you so much. And hi, Lovey. Sorry you had a bad week. You don't deserve it. I love your show and I love your heart. You got me praying again. Babes, I love you so much. So, and then we, the collective, are blessed to have our Nurse Kim. Thank you so much for being a member with me, Megan Easton. And to Meatball Morrissey, Sketty Stain says, I'm 40 today and God damn it, just get along. Yes. Meatball Morrissey, Sketty Stain, you tell him, babe, you're 40. I'm going to be 40 in January. Stop it. Stop. And here's the thing, is that being able to call something out and being able to say, hey, I have a problem with this was done for 4 different platforms. So I'm just saying, this is all I'm saying, is that this is actually how it went. If you forget it or it's upsetting you or making you feel a certain way, I understand that. But listen to this, babes. Right after, even after the spaces, that was wild. Look what I did. I was on Menner's show, and this came out on Friday. And this was after everything. I did it late on Thursday night. It came out Friday on the Minifan Network.
Any other women you'd like to see going for Bitches Week?
Any other women? Jess Machado.
Okay.
She has said that she is a Minifan and that she has been for a very long time. She used to watch Jerry and Kirk also. I would love to see, I know Mama Kay would be clearly. There's no bad intention. It's all over like not answering a DM. But if I've already said I'm sorry, I'm going to need you to stop with the narrative that I haven't. And there's reasons in which I don't need to say like that I have to do what you want me to do. I do what I want to do. Right? And what I want to do is move forward. What I want to do is make sure that Karen gets what Karen deserves. That she gets the recognition and not guilty in her civil case. I want to make sure that a father of 2 is not imprisoned for 105 years for asking tough questions. And you guys do everything wherever you want to watch it, whatever you want to do. That's your right. You deserved it. You've earned it. But I thought this was powerful. And it was today's actual prayer. And it says, message from the universe. Well, it's just a universal message. October 7th, 2025. Today, pause for a moment and breathe in trust. Even if things don't make perfect sense right now, even if certain prayers feel unanswered or roads appear blocked, know this: everything is shifting in your favor. What felt like delay was divine timing, protecting your energy. What seemed like an ending was simply an invitation of a higher beginning. Keep your faith steady, even when the path is unclear. Because what's meant for you is already in motion, coming together in ways that will exceed your hopes. Hold your vision. Protect your peace. You're closer than you think. And that's all of you. We're all almost there. And I love your faces. And I'll talk to you soon. Have a good night, lovies. Bye-bye.
All right, great job on the news.
Thank you.
We will, Courtney and I will share what happened when we went to dinner last night, Sunday dinner, coming up. And as I